Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Homestead Heart. And in today's short video, we decided that we would take this opportunity to just kind of remind everyone to be safe. We are having so many weather events going on all at the same time in this country. And so we really just want to encourage each and every one of you to be absolutely safe and careful and just kind of put it on your mind about the things that's going on in the country with all of the bad weather.
Bad weather everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
From the East Coast, we got storms coming.
Yes.
From the West Coast, a lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
Monsoon season.
Yeah.
And it's really bad. It's really, really bad in Arizona.
It is. It is. With all of the flooding that's going on in Arizona, they were talking about propane tanks.
Propane tanks flowing down the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a river.
Right.
And they said it was close to up to hundreds, close to 1,000 propane tanks.
Wow.
That
That's
washed down
the
road. And they was emitting gas.
It's just gas just spewing out, In fact, I saw that, on the news. I saw the tank floating down the street.
Yeah.
But you could literally see the gas just you could see it flowing out of the propane tank. And that's a dangerous situation because something like that can just be set off by the smallest spark if it hits another piece of metal. Or something like that, that could be very, very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Mm-hmm. And also, you had mud and debris and, building material from homes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like devastating.
Making it a very toxic situation.
Yeah. And that water was moving so fast.
Yeah, it really was.
It was moving fast.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And unfortunately, there were some people who didn't survive that,
Yeah.
And so when events like that happen, we are always trying to encourage everybody to be as prepared as possible, be as prepared as possible because, and I know that happened kind of like all of a sudden. I think it happened when Friday night or
Friday night. And it happened at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're sleeping, that's one of the most vulnerable times that, things like that could happen because you resting, you sleeping. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, water just come in and wash your home away.
Right.
That's very, very sad that
it really is. It really is. And people had to wait it, people are having to wait it out because, the situation is still very dangerous right now, even as we speak, you all. So in situations like this, we always come on to try to talk to you all about being as prepared as you possibly can through food preservation, one way or another, whether you're canning food, freeze drying food, dehydrating food, a dehydrated snack or something like that can really be helpful, in an emergency situation, or a meal in a jar where you may have canned pints of soup and all of that to where all you can do is just open the jar and eat what you have because you don't have power. You don't have gas if your propane tank has been washed away, right? You don't have a way to cook or heat up anything.
Yes.
So food preservation is so important because you never know when you're going to just need to. What if you're able to be rescued and all you can do is just grab a few things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you might want to be able to grab a few jars of food. Or a few bags of food that you freeze dried or dehydrated to be able to get you through until you can get a meal, right?
Yeah.
Because it takes time for people to get to you to help you.
Exactly. And you'd be surprised that one meal can get your mind right, to get you back to where you can sit and think, what's my next move?
Right.
So you can get situated. So exactly right. So food preservation.
So you don't have to worry about, you starving, you looking at your family, everybody's hungry. You don't want to have those worries. So food preservation is very important, you all. So listen, we are going to leave some information down below because our videos sometimes are sponsored by Azure Standard, but we're always encouraging you all to buy your food in bulk. Use our link. Save the money. Use our discount code.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt us when you use our discount code, but it helps you when you use our discount code. And you can save 15% off of your first order, right? If you're new to Azure Standard, I'm going to leave the details below, but take advantage of that and start preserving your food. Because you want to be able to have something to feed your children or your parents or your spouse or in yourself, right? Even your pets. If you're able to take your pets with you, your pets can eat some soup. Your pets you don't care that it got spices in it at that moment, as long as it's not something toxic to your pets. You don't care. You just want to give them something to eat, right? And so these are things that you have to think about when it's an emergency situation.
Yes, when it's an emergency situation, especially, like something that's devastating as that, you really gonna need some really good food to have,
and water,
nutrients in it, and water to give you that strength. In Arizona, I think it was Globe, Arizona, in Miami.
Miami. I didn't even know there was a Miami, Arizona.
Yeah.
When they kept saying Miami, I'm like, I didn't hear nothing going on in Florida, but, Mr. H said, no, this is Arizona as well, So you all, and then we have storms, appearing to collide one with another. Hurricane Huberto, which is a Cat 5 right now, and then Tropical Storm Imelda or something like that, But the larger storm is literally pulling the other storm towards it. But that doesn't mean you're not going to be impacted if you're on the East Coast.
Because rain, that water, even if it doesn't impact
if it's not a direct impact.
The storm is so unstable to where water could come to the East Coast and do the same thing, flood.
Look, they have taken away the lifeguard towers along Myrtle Beach, right?
Yes.
They were showing that on the news. And I remember when we were in Myrtle Beach in this past July, there was a tropical storm, right? And even though it was making landfall not far from us, the waves alone, the wind and the waves, the water was so much, right? So just because you're not being directly impacted by these storms that are out there right now, the flooding is what you have to think about.
Yes.
So start preparing yourselves now. If you live close to the coast and whatnot, we always think about our family that is on the coast, our fellow YouTubers that live along the coast. Like I think Black's Tropical Homestead is in Savannah, so we are always thinking about all of you who live along the coast.
Yes.
Always be prepared for situations like this. And if you feel like you may be in a situation where you may experience flooding, you have to make the decision whether or not you're going to stay or go. But no matter what you do, you need to have supplies ready to go, food ready to eat, water ready to drink, get your medications, put them in something dry. So that you don't,
be without medication, be compromised with water.
That's correct.
And all of that. And also don't get too comfortable, because they said that the storm is going to take a turn to the right, but who knows how many times it happens to where that storm took the different direction at the last minute. And it just, even if it just scrapes or come on the edges, those outer bands of the hurricane are known to just flood.
Bring a lot of water, wind damage, because that wind, those hurricane force or tropical storm force winds are powerful enough to literally peel the roof off of buildings and homes. So you still have to think about that. Knocking trees over. It can knock trees over on your homes and take down power lines. Even if you don't have flood damage, what if the power is taken out? You don't have any flood damage, but you don't have any power. So you still got to be prepared for situations like that.
You got to be prepared. You also want to make sure you have food, like she stated earlier, Mrs. H. You're so right, because if you don't have anything to eat at that time, and you sure can't cook anything in that kind of weather, with mud and debris and all of that stuff going on, it is easy to just open up a can of canned food and just get you a spoon and feed your family.
Right.
You know, that's going to calm a lot of nerves.
That is.
And solve a lot of problems with stomach aching and all of that. And you have your water, your stress.
The stress alone is enough. Yes. But can you imagine being stressed and you extremely hungry too?
Yeah.
That's a lot. And then you looking at your family hungry too? That's a lot.
It is.
You know, so, you know, as a family coming together, food preservation, that's important. Yes. To be able to do that, you know, and to be supportive of one another, because you never know when you may need those things.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all pray for each other. You know, we pray for you. You pray for each other, you know, because when these things happen, you know, they affect everybody.
Everybody gets affected.
Yeah, they affect everybody.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know, so please keep that in mind. We always try to come to you all with things like this. And, you know, we're always loving to refer you to like some of our favorite weather people like Mark over at Weatherman Plus and Ryan Hall and
Mr. Weatherman.
Yes. You know, people who just bringing it to you, giving it to you straight. Right.
Yes. Yes.
And so we're always recommending those channels, you know, because they're going to give it to you. There's nothing stopping them from just telling you like it is. I know sometime on your mainstream programs with the weather and stuff, they have to be really careful about how they say things. But when you talking to people on YouTube and you listening to them give you the weather, they giving it to you straight. They don't have those restrictions where they have to be careful here. Now they telling you need to get out the way. Right?
Get out the way.
Yeah, they're telling you straight, you know, that you could be impacted. You could suffer loss of property, this, that, and the other if you decide not to leave, you know. So they're telling you, you know, to make those right decisions. So fortunately, this isn't the kind of storm that would make you say evacuate, but it is a storm that would make you say we need to be ready just in case.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for joining us at Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings.
Y'all be careful out there.
Peace.
We'll see y'all in the next video.